Hey ladies, welcome to another What to Wear Q&A video. Today we are on episode 10 and I'm very excited because this video series would not exist if you did not send in your questions. And those questions need to have Q&A colon in front of them, so I know you want them to appear in this video, and you can do that on any of the videos that you watch on my channel. So we have 5 questions today. I've got several more that were put on my channel as well that will be in episode 11. So if you do not see your question here, you will see it in episode 11. So thank you for sending these in. They are pretty detailed, and just to make it easy on you guys, I always put chapters in my videos. So they're in the description and you can see them on the timeline. So if there is a specific thing that you want to see in the video, that makes it easy. Just click on it and it'll take you straight there. Now, if you want to watch the whole video, that would be awesome. I really appreciate it because that helps my videos get put in front of people and it helps my channel grow. So also give me a thumbs up and leave your comments. That is very helpful as well. And subscribe if you are not already a subscriber. So we will go ahead and get started on our 5 Q&As today. Question number 1 comes from Gail, and Gail says, "Thanks so much for answering not just 1 but 2 of my questions. I can hardly wait to wear my pearls stacked with my new gold chains. By the way, do you recommend a source for jewelry? I bought a triple stranded necklace which is gold over sterling silver because the price was so much more reasonable than solid gold. I also am considering gold over stainless steel, but I don't have a source in mind. I do have a number of pieces that are solid gold, but I'm retired, so I'm trying to stretch my dollars now." And I totally get that. The first designer that I thought of is Kendra Scott, because Kendra Scott is my ultimate favorite jewelry designer when it comes to gold jewelry. And all of her pieces usually come in 3 finishes, and it's gold, rose gold, and silver. So you will have your choice. And now I think she's doing an antique gold too that's really cool in some of her pieces that I really like. And I have 2 pieces of Kendra Scott on right now. I have a pair of Huggies on, and then I have a necklace on, and these were both under $70. And so her items are priced really well. So she has added fine jewelry and she's added men's jewelry, but her gold plated jewelry is very well priced and there is a lot more of it than her fine jewelry. And another great thing I love about her is she does the color bar. So you can go in a store and customize a piece for yourself, which is really fun. And then she also gives a 50% off discount for your birthday month, which is also really cool. And I do take advantage of that every single year during my birthday month. So definitely check it out. A lot of classic looks, but she does a lot of collections during the season too that are seasonal, and they'll be a little trendier and a little edgier if you want to add something fun to your wardrobe as well. So definitely check it out if you never have. The second recommendation that I have is Gorjana. And I used to sell Gorjana when I worked in retail, and I owned some of it and it was really great. Most of the stuff that I owned was real gold, and now she does some gold plated things. I made sure to look on her website to see, but her price points are really good. Really high quality. It does have a little bit of a different look than Kendra Scott. That's why I wanted to include it, because it's a little more dainty and delicate looking and has a little bit more of a classic feel to it. My third recommendation is Bauble Bar, and Bauble Bar is a little bit more trendy. It's a little bit more costume jewelry-ish, but it is a lot of fun if you want to add some trendier, more edgier pieces to your wardrobe. And the quality is decent. I've ordered a few things from there that I have liked. I think one was a pink feather earring that was really cool, and it has been just fine to wear. So I haven't had any problems. And I know they have gold plated things that you could take a look at. So maybe check them out and see what you think. And then JJ commented and recommended 2 people, and then JJ left a comment on your comment, which I love it when you guys do that, and recommended Anthropologie and Madewell, which I would recommend those 2 as well if you are out and about shopping and want to check out their jewelry, because they do have really fun pieces and they are decent quality. So if you guys that are watching have any recommendations for Gail on gold plated jewelry that is good quality and very well priced, please leave it for her in the comments below, and for me, because I would love to know what you guys recommend as well. Question number 2 comes from Dana, and this one is about rectangle shape, and the next one I have is also about rectangle shape. So I'm going to run through these pretty quickly. And Dana, if you're watching, just be sure to stay tuned for the next question as well, because it'll be very helpful for you. And her question was, not sure why, but I do not like how I look in a cinched waistcoat. I have a rectangular to slightly apple build. I keep seeing videos telling me how this type of coat will give me a waist and a feminine look. It just looks frumpy on me. What's up with that? I love your question. And I am rectangle shaped, so this is pretty easy for me, but it's a pretty detailed question. And I'm going to go over the waistcoat and show you what I have on in just a minute. But I do want to tell you that I have a video in a playlist called Body Shapes that is about rectangle shape. It's pretty detailed. I also have a blog post that has a PDF that you can download that will give you the tips on how to dress the rectangle shape and what to look for. And I will link those for you below, and I definitely recommend you watching them and reading the blog post if you want to. And so I'm going to put up the picture of me in this outfit because I wanted to put this on to explain what I did here. And this is a tie waist utility jacket. I'm not exactly sure what you meant by a tie waistcoat, if it was actually an overcoat, because you left this question on a video where I was talking about anoraks that tie at the waist. So I figured it'd probably apply to anything that tied at the waist. And so I wanted to show you what I did with this. And so I just took this jacket, I buttoned it up, I left the top open a little bit, so it does add a little bit more volume to the top, but then it cinches at my waist. But if you notice, it's not exactly at my waist because you want to tie it at the smallest part of you, which could be above or below your waist, especially if you have a slightly apple build as well. So find the smallest part. And then I put on a pair of flare jeans because I wanted to add more volume to the bottom, which that flare leg creates volume. And now I've balanced my shoulders with my legs. And then I put on the booties that have a heel because I wanted to extend my height a little bit more. I'm only 5'4", so flares can make me look short if I don't have a heel on, especially one that's this wide or even wider. But I do think it helps give my body the illusion that I have shape because I am pretty up and down. I have a slight curve, but it's barely there in my mind. So this is something that you can do, and I think the jackets look better if they are fitted. So if you have a waistcoat that has a lot of material and it's loose, that's probably not going to be the best for you, and it can look frumpy. And then if it's too long compared to your height and you don't get the rule of thirds right, which the rule of thirds is 1/3 on top, 2/3 on bottom, or the reverse. And I've done 1/3 on top, 2/3 on bottom. And so it looks proportional, which doesn't make me look frumpy. And there's nothing that's has too much volume or too much material. So that's my thought on that. And I hope that's helpful. Check out the video because that will be helpful as well. And I do want to say that if you've tried different jackets and coats that tie at the waist and they just don't work for you and you don't like them, then don't worry about it. Don't wear them. Just because people say they're going to look good doesn't mean they're going to look good on everybody. It is an option that you can choose, but it's not something you have to do. So if anyone else has any thoughts or comments on this, please leave them for Dana below. The next question that I have on rectangle shape is from Jessica, and Jessica says, would love to get your take on dressing a rectangle body type. I recently lost over 100 pounds and went from an apple to a rectangle. Think absolutely zero curves, and I'm struggling to dress this body type. What are some ideas or tricks going into the spring season that would be flattering on my basically non-existent shape? And first, I want to say congrats on losing the weight. That is awesome, and I know that was not easy. And I know how hard it must be going from one shape to another. And styling a rectangle shape is actually pretty easy, but if you have to learn a whole new thing, then that's not going to be easy. So the first thing I'm going to recommend is that you watch that detailed video on the rectangle body shape, and it will give you a lot of styling recommendations, a lot of things to look for. So when you are shopping for spring, you can use those as you're trying things on. And I'm just going to give you a few quick tips to think about as you are looking for things. So A-line skirts will be great for you, and there's a lot of A-line skirts out there because they add volume to the bottom half of you, and since they go out, it will create the illusion of a waist. But you will probably need to either tuck your shirt in or make sure you have something that it is a little bit shorter. You can also layer with jackets. Denim jackets that have cute puff sleeves. If you don't like layering, then you can find tops that have volume in the sleeve and add volume to the top. So then you can cinch the waist and it helps create curves on your body. And so that's what I do, is I just try. I can't add a lot of volume to my broad shoulders, so it's hard for me to add too much volume to the top. But I do have some things that I've learned, like front tucking my shirts so it gives a little bit of definition, or even tucking them in and adding a belt makes a huge difference. Dresses that have shape to them are better, not the baby doll, the flowy. If it's flowy, make sure it cinches in the waist. And then dresses that are A-line, that actually come in the waist and have a skirt that is A-line, is going to work great for you. And then adding bottoms, the wide legs would look good. Tuck a shirt in that has some puff sleeves and a belt, so you create a waist and then you have that volume on the bottom. That's a new thing, and I will have that wide leg video, and I will have a wide leg styling video coming. But anything that you can do that adds volume to the top and bottom where they balance and then cinches your waist is how you want to think about dressing the rectangle shape. So definitely check out that video, and if anyone has any quick tips for her as well, please leave them in the comments below. So the next two questions are about wide leg trousers, and the first thing I want to say is I am going to do a video on how to style some wide leg jeans and possibly trousers. That is tentative because I have not found a pair of trousers yet, but I have some wide leg jeans that I have ordered, and hopefully they'll work and I can put together a video for you guys. So I want to show you how to style these because they are very, very popular this spring season. You are finding them everywhere, and I have a feeling in the fall it's probably going to be an even bigger trend. And so I definitely think that this video is going to be needed by a lot of people, so I'm going to do it. But I'm going to read these and briefly answer them. Just know that video is coming. So the first question is from Elizabeth, and she says, what shoes look best with wide leg jeans, trousers? Boots stick out too much. And I actually like boots with the full length wide leg trousers. So one that goes over it. I like the boots because they come out in front of the leg, especially if they're pointed toe. They have a little bit more of an extended toe and you can see them. I think the idea is that the trouser leg, with it being so wide, needs to sit probably an inch or two off the ground and not be slouchy and look frumpy to me. I really think it needs to have clean lines. So things that have heels, if you are not taller, are great, because if you're short and you put on a flat shoe with one, your proportions might be a little bit off depending on how you style them. And so you really have to style them appropriately and then figure out what shoe looks best with how you have it styled. And honestly, you're either going to have to choose a heel or a flat, because both won't work, because you're going to have to hem it to the length that you want it, and that's just the way it is going to be. And unfortunately, that means that they're not going to be as versatile because you won't be able to change your shoes as much with them. But I'm going to do a styling video and I will show you different shoes that you can wear. I think most shoes are going to look good with a wide leg jean or trouser, and it's just going to depend on your personal preference. But I will address shoes in those videos, so hang tight, Elizabeth, and stay tuned for that. The last question I have is also on wide legs, and it's from MJ, and she says, is a flat shoe, and in parentheses she has loafer, sandal, ballet flat, okay to wear with wide leg pants? You offer great advice. Thanks, and congratulations on hitting 5,000. So thank you, MJ. And my first thought on this is yes, I think you should be able to wear loafers, sandals, and ballet flats with wide legs. And I remember wearing wide legs back in the 90s. I have not worn a pair in a long time. And I always wore combat boots with mine. And I think any type of flat will be good with them, even sneakers, as long as the wide leg is not super wide and it does not go over your shoe entirely. As long as you can see that shoe, then I think you're good to go. I do think that something that has a substantial sole on it, maybe that's a little bit chunkier, would look a little bit better. I know ballet flats, that's going to be a little bit hard to find. But if you have an extended toe ballet flat, one that has a little bit of a heel on it, I think that's going to work. And so those are my thoughts, but it's also going to depend on how you style them, you know, what you put with them, how tall you are, and how that wide leg looks on you, and whether it's full length or cropped. And so my video is going to be on the full length. The cropped is really easy to style with most shoes. You just have to make sure that cropped length doesn't look weird and doesn't cut you off in a weird spot, and that's going to be different for everybody depending on your height. If it's right at your ankle, I would say no, it needs to be a few inches above your ankle at least. And I know they're becoming very popular. They are not as easy to style as your skinny jeans, because you can basically wear almost any shoe with a skinny jean. So I'll do a detailed video, and I think that will be helpful. That'll be a whole lot more than what I can give you here. And so my short answer right now is yes, I think you can, but it's going to depend on a lot of factors. So definitely stay tuned for that video. And if anybody has any suggestions or thoughts on any of these questions, please leave them in the comments below. So those are all the questions and answers I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you learned something. If you have any further questions about any of it, please let me know. And sometimes I will direct you to other material that I have created if it's better than what I can do in a short time in this video. So I hope you don't mind that I did that. And sometimes this creates new content that will be coming on my channel, and this did that. So we are going to learn how to style wide leg jeans, and I'll have a full detailed video out for you. So I hope that's okay. I hope you are willing to wait that long, because it would have made this video really long. So thank you guys for sending in your questions. Any of you that want to leave other questions, please put Q&A colon in front of them, and they will appear in one of my next videos. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.